Welcome back to another unexpectedly random product review. Well, hello. Today we have something cheesy that we're going to be checking out. Let me see if I can pick them up without dropping them. Today we are going to be reviewing Parm crisps. We have oven baked original, we have oven baked aged cheddar, and we have oven baked for cheese, including Parmesan, Asiago, Romano, and Provolone. Saw these at the store the other day and they looked wonderful. And I don't think I've done a review on them of any kind. They're cheese discs. It looks like one of the Quaker rice cakes, but thinner and hopefully made of cheese. As far as ingredients go, this one is literally just aged Parmesan cheese, which includes cultured milk, salt, and enzymes. I'm really excited about these because I've made something similar to this out of cheddar cheese. Just took cheddar cheese and sprinkled it on parchment paper, I believe, and then bake it until it starts to smoke, just barely starts to just starting to brown enough, and then pull them out, let it cool off, and probably set them on a paper towel just to because there's a little bit of oil in the cheese. And they're wonderful. They're absolutely amazing. So I'm really excited about these because they're Parmesan, which is another one of my favorite cheeses. Uh, and they just look delicious. So I am tired of waiting. So we're gonna get these open and we're gonna give it a try. Now I'm hopeful that with these, and they already smell amazing. Um, I have tried, and I think we've got a review on it, unless the video got corrupted. Um, I have tried what was called moon cheese, and they were small, maybe like half-inch diameter, little like cheese crackers sort of things. And I don't know what all was in them. This is a cool little box design. It's got a pull tab here on the corner, and then it's got this built-in hinge and everything on it. Looks pretty sweet. Um, so yeah, but the moon cheese, they were bad. I couldn't even I don't think any of the flavors on that one that I tried were even palatable. So here we go with the Parmesan Crisp Original. Mm. Hmm. That's everything I hoped for and more. It's crunchy. They got the crisp nice and thick. Let me see if I can get it to focus on the cracker and not on my hand. It doesn't want to cooperate. So, but they got it. There we go. Nope, still not going to cooperate. It's nice and thick. It's not like super brittle like you'd expect then like cheese cracker sort of thing to be. It's got it's salty, it's crunchy. I don't know if you could hear that with my noise canceling software. It does have a little bit of a tanginess to it, which I expected because it says in the ingredients it's aged Parmesan, which all Parmesan, if it's actual Parmesan, is aged for at least a year, according to the requirements of the Parmesan Accords or whatever they're called. It's crazy the stuff that they do as far as regulating Parmesan, proper Parmesan. Um, the stuff graded in a can and sold by Kraft is not proper Parmesan, just in case you wondered. But it's a little tangy. It's salty. Flavor's good. Mm. Mm. It's a very very rich, savory taste. This would be fascinating to add to like a hamburger or something because it's going to give it a completely different flavor profile, or not flavor, texture profile, because it's very crunchy, but it's also going to add that Parmesan flavor to it. That's very good. It definitely, the flavor itself is very reminiscent of like block um, Parmesan. If you've ever had like a wedge of Parmesan or something that way, anything that's not pre-grated in a cylinder. That's beautiful. I'm very happy with that. Let's go ahead and shift over here to the aged cheddar. The difference here, well, they're very orange tinted. Um, this one also includes, well, it's primarily cheddar cheese, and then it also has aged Parmesan cheese. But again, all the ingredients in here are things that are used in making the cheese: pasteurized milk, cheese culture, salt, enzyme, annatto, which is a orange coloring agent, I believe. Um, and then Parmesan cheese is that, and of course the annatto is part of the cheddar cheese. So it's not like they added it to make the pucks look oranger. It's almost got a slight like cheese it sort of fragrance, and this one looks like it's been handled a lot more roughly because they're kind of broken up in here. Interesting. That is dramatically different. Oh, this is neat. Look at this. It actually has a like an inner tray in here. Of course, now I've got a fragment underneath the where the tray goes. That's a very different tanginess than the first one. Um, if I were to describe it, the only it's hard it's really hard to describe. It's the closest thing I could figure out is it's almost an earthier flavor without being like a curry flavor sort of thing. If that makes any sense. It's not terribly salty, which is understandable because there's not additional salt added to it. There is still a little bit of the aged cheddar tanginess because it gets like that sharpness the longer it ages, and it's like a very mild Cheez It cracker taste. It's different. I think I like the original one better, but these are still quite good. I could see crumbling these over maybe a salad or something, or I'd probably throw it on a burger too, just for the sake of trying it. It just sounds fascinating to me. Now this one, it'll be it'll be interesting to see how the different cheeses play into this one. Because the first ingredient is back to the aged Parmesan. Then we have Romano, Asiago, followed by provolone. And Asiago and Parmesan generally work pretty well together. Romano, I believe, tends to be a little more of a milder cheese. But provolone can get pungent sometimes. It's got a different flavor. Go ahead and get in here and try this. This one is, it almost looks like I don't know if you can see from here. See how the tray, there's a gap here between the inner tray and the outer wall. It almost looks like the tray is maybe not very well sized. Not very well sized for the package. Or like it wasn't. Sorry about that. More like it wasn't designed to have the additional weight and then the force pushing on top of it from here, so it pressed it down in and caused it to kind of buckle. That may actually be what caused the aged cheddar one to break most of the product. This one's well intact. Looks like a view of the moon or something. Hmm. Okay. Wow. So the first thing I noticed with this one is it feels a lot more brittle than the other two. I'm not sure if that's because of the different cheeses, which are going to have different fat contents and different oil contents. So when they're put together, it may change the integrity. But that's the first texturally to notice. Flavor wise, there's a lot going on in this thing. There's quite a bit of that kind of aged cheese tanginess. Um, there's something in it. I think it's the provolone, to be totally honest, coming through that. It's just got a different sort of flavor to it. It's fascinating though, and it's really cool to see how different each one of these is. The different, I mean, yeah, I mean, you see, it's all cheese, but it's like wow. I'm trying to. There's a very particular flavor that I'm picking up in here. It's almost a vague note of cinnamon. It's unusual, but it tastes very good. And now that I look at, I totally disregarded the image on the packaging. But see, this is it's they're all like presented like it's a cracker, a carrier for some kind of a sauce or yeah, and then in a cheese, a cheese. It is cheese. Wow, a tomato. How did I get those two mixed up? And then whatever this leaf is here, I'm not sure what that is. And then the yellow looks like another like a yellow tomato. Interesting. And this one's got apples and maybe walnuts on it. This one did have a little bit of a sweet note to it, so I could see that working well with a some kind of a sweet topping. And then this one has maybe some prosciutto on it, and prosciutto and fig with a sprig of mint is what I'm seeing there. I think that's fig. That fascinates me. I don't have any fresh fig on hand. I don't think I have any prosciutto either. Um, there's some dried figs. That could be interesting. Something else to try. So that is those are a win. Those are great. A nice little snack. There is a decent amount of sodium, but a serving it's 100 calories per serving. At least in the original, and a serving size is three entire discs, and there's about four servings per container. So they were kind of pricey at face value. I think they were $4.99 each, but this is from a local store, and things usually end up being a little pricier there than perhaps like Walmart or a larger chain store. So that's pretty cool. Um, my favorite part about all of this is I get to eat the rest of these whenever I desire. That's they're wonderful. I love them. So they're not overly salty by any means, um, which was something I was a little concerned about because Parmesan itself is tends to be a very salty cheese, um, which I love. But they've done well with it. I'm thoroughly impressed. And yeah, I could definitely see topping it with something, some kind of a spread, and even on the cheddar one, going with something sweet or a little sweet. Even like I know it's not a Granny Smith that they've got on there, but I could see that hitting pretty well with a Granny Smith apple because you'd get some really sharp tartness from the Granny Smith that would balance really well with the sort of zingy tartness from the cheese. I don't have anything else to say about those. They're good. Give them a try if you like cheese, um, particularly with a little bit of a zing. Not a ton of zing, but there's definitely a noticeable sharpness throughout all of them. And if you want an extra interesting experience, go for the four cheese because that was definitely a flavor adventure for sure. But that's all I know. We'll catch you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Till then, stay random. This has been another unexpectedly random product review.